What if the reason that you're feeling stuck is not because you're not doing enough, but it's because you're not doing enough for yourself? You've spent so much time pouring into everyone else, and somewhere along the line, you became the last person on your priority list. Welcome to another episode of the Pretty Aligned Podcast, the space where we shift perspectives, reframe the way we think, and step into alignment with who we're truly meant to be. I'm your host, Octavia Darling, and every week we'll have real conversations that helps you reframe your mindset, overcome limiting beliefs, and create a life that feels good from the inside out. So grab your coffee, tea, your journal, or just your open mind and get ready to receive. Let's get into it. Woo! Your girl is feeling good. I'm currently at the beach, y'all. I went for a morning run, or shall I say rising run. And afterwards, I did a nice full body workout with some kettlebells and just my body weight. And I feel so good. And speaking of that, last week's episode was all about prioritizing wellness. So if you haven't checked that one out yet, make sure you do, because it is the perfect gateway to what we're talking about today. If I wanted to pour into myself more so that I can really see the glow up that I know I deserve, here are 3 things that I would do. The first thing is that I would stop treating myself like an afterthought. I don't know who needs to hear this, but someone does. You are not an afterthought. You are a priority. When I have conversations with my friends and we talk about self-care, or we just talk about everyday lives, things that are coming up, it could be family, it could be work, it could be just other personal activities or obligations that we're committed to. Something that we often talk about is the importance of prioritizing ourselves first, pouring into your own cup first. I am an avid believer that if you do not pour into yourself first, you won't be able to show up for others at 100%. Because the reality is you cannot build a beautiful life or the life that you dream of having if you keep neglecting yourself. This may look like overextending yourself, always putting yourself last on the list, or overgiving, or maybe you're just constantly sacrificing your personal time. But here's the thing, some of you have been pouring from an empty cup because you've convinced yourself that everyone else's needs matters more than your own. Now, when it comes to taking care of yourself, that is not selfish. That is necessary. And hopefully by the end of this episode, you'll walk away with clarity on that. The second thing that I would do is invest in the version of me that I am becoming. I've spoken about this on recent episodes, but it's really an important factor that a lot of us miss. Investing in yourself can look like learning new skills, right? I have a friend who has been learning new AI skills lately, and it has been working so well in her favor, but she's been doing it because she's investing in herself. She's investing in the version of who she is becoming. It may also look like prioritizing wellness. Maybe you are not working out as much as you would want to. Maybe you are not eating as healthy as you would like. Maybe you are not getting enough rest like you need to get. Or maybe you're just not spending enough time to yourself or with God. And this may also look like the need to develop more on a personal level. Maybe you're just not happy with who you are right now, and you know that you can improve in certain areas, but you keep thinking about what you want to do instead of taking the actionable step. All of these examples are different forms of personal investment. And if you really want to glow up, I mean really glow up, then this is your sign to take action. Because the life that you want requires a version of you that you're willing to invest in. Imagine being quick to invest in everyone else's dreams but your own. Imagine prioritizing everyone else's needs over your own. Why would you leave yourself with an empty cup after you've poured yourself in everyone else's? Does that even sound right? You deserve to operate from a cup that's overflowing, not an empty one. And if there's anything or anyone or any habits that you are currently operating from that is leaving your cup high and dry, you might need to let that go, because growth requires investment. The third thing that I would do is heal what keeps pulling me back. Over this past weekend, my friend and I hosted a wellness event, which was a sunset meditation in the park. You all, it was so beautiful. It was a wonderful turnout. But during this event, we pulled different affirmation cards and we allowed the attendees to also do the same. And someone pulled an affirmation card that said something along the line of, I will not carry past hurt with me. And that really stuck with me, because healing is not just about feeling better. It's about moving differently. And a lot of times we are not able to fully show up for ourselves or move differently because we are holding on to past hurt. This could look like limiting beliefs, old stories, or emotional wounds. Or maybe you have fear of succeeding or even being seen. If you want to build a new life, then you have to understand that you cannot build a new life if you keep returning back to old wounds. Healing creates space for growth. That new version of you that you've been building, she is healed, baby. She is healed. She is walking in her purpose. She is showing up confidently every day. She is living with a peace of mind. She has let go of what no longer serves her. She has improved her habits. She has created those daily routines that's going to guide her to where she needs to be. She has invested in herself. Healing creates space for growth. Now let's shift our mindsets to fully align with the energy of what it feels like to really pour into ourselves. The first mindset shift I want you to make is, I am worth the effort. You are worth the effort. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter what your life looks like right now. It doesn't matter if you feel like you don't have all the tools that you need to invest in yourself, to get started, to actually glow up. You are worth the effort. Because the truth is, y'all, the way that you treat yourself teaches people how to treat you. So here's a great story. Ever since I was younger, I've always been an advocate for valuing my personal space, okay? My personal space equals my sacred space, right? The space where I get to debrief, where I get to exhale, where I get to fully be myself. The space where I can be quiet, I can be still, and I can just exclude myself from the noise of the world. I've been like this since I was a child. Till this day, everyone who knows me, my family, my friends, just loved ones in general, they know that when Octavia enters her space, you give her space. They know that I value it so much that they've learned to respect me being in my space. I have taught them since I was a child how personal space is something that I value, right? Stay with me here. You have to teach people how to treat you. If you're a mom and you want to commit to the first 2 hours in the morning just being time to yourself, and your child comes in the room or wherever you're at, bothering you, asking you questions that is distracting you or getting you stirred up, teach them how to treat you. Let them know how that is not acceptable. Explain to them why you need this time to yourself. Explain to them the value of boundaries. Stand on business with it, right? Because if you don't teach people how to treat you, they're going to treat you how they feel fit. And if you don't speak up for yourself or correct something that does not align with you, they're going to think that it's okay to treat you the way they are treating you, even if it's not. Regain your self-worth and start prioritizing yourself. The second mindset shift that I want you to make is that investing in yourself is never a waste. Yesterday, I made a huge investment in myself. And when I made it, I had so much relief and I felt so powerful. I felt so powered up. I felt alive and well, because something that I have been learning is that I cannot accept no for an answer. No is not good enough for me. If it's something that I know that I want, if it's something that I know that I deserve, if it's something that I know is meant for me, and there's different roadblocks that comes up, I'm moving those roadblocks out the way. I'm moving them out the way. Because investing in myself is never a waste. I am worth the investment. I am worth the leap of faith that may be required. I am worth taking the risk that makes me feel uncomfortable. I am worth it. My dream life makes it worth it. My purpose makes it worth it. I am worth it. Now, as far as the investment goes, this may look like your time, right? Investing a certain amount of time each day to yourself, or financial investments, right? Investing in courses that helps you develop yourself, investing in digital products such as my 7-day accountability guide that's called Get Your Shift Together, or maybe investing in a coach, right? A mentor, investing in a gym membership, investing in things that's going to help you grow, things that's going to help you glow up. You are worth the investment. You are not a waste. What you want, what's going to help you, is not a waste. I want you to listen to me closely. Every investment that you make in yourself pays dividends for the rest of your life. If you really want your life to start changing, then you have to believe that you're worth the investment. You can listen to all of my podcast episodes. You can watch so many YouTube videos. You can go to many events and hear someone tell you the same exact thing. But if you don't believe that you're worth the investment, your life is going to stay the same. So I guess the question really is, do you believe that you're worth the glow up? Now let's get into these relatable scenarios. The first one is the person who's always giving their best. You're always supporting everyone else. You're always available. You're always over giving, but you neglect yourself. You deserve the same energy that you freely give away to everyone else to give to yourself. The second scenario is the person who's always waiting for someone else to change their lives. You're waiting for support. You're waiting for motivation. You're waiting for permission. But here's the thing. Sometimes the person that you've been waiting on is you. You've been waiting on yourself to show up. You've been waiting on yourself to pour into your own cup. Stop seeking outside validation or for someone else to fill you up when you have everything that you need to do it for yourself. The third scenario is the person who feels stuck despite wanting more. You have big dreams, but all you do is dream. That's all you do. And I'm not saying this in an offensive way, y'all. I'm saying this in a hello, wake up type of way. All you do is dream. What good is a dream if it doesn't come true? The fourth scenario is the person who does everything but heal. You like to stay busy so you don't focus on what you need to be focusing on. You avoid emotions because the thought of feeling hurt, pain, disappointment scares you. And you constantly allow distractions to creep up because you're afraid to heal. You're afraid to go through the experience of healing. You don't want it to hurt. You don't want it to last long. You want to skip that part and go to the next stage. But healing is a pivotal part. You can't skip it. It's inevitable. It has to happen. Healing is a part of the work. Now, if you don't take anything else from this episode, here's a few points that I do want you to sit with. You deserve your own effort. Investing in yourself is not selfish. Self-worth impacts every area of your life. Healing and growth both happen together. The best investment is often the one that you make in yourself. You cannot continuously neglect yourself and expect to thrive. Now, your assignment for this week is I want you to really take a moment and ask yourself, how would I treat myself if I really believed that I was worth the investment? Then choose one action that reflects that investment. That could look like getting a new gym membership, purchasing a course, creating a routine, or setting a boundary. Now, let's get into these reflective questions before we wrap up this episode. This is the part where you grab your journal. Here's the questions. When was the last time I intentionally poured into myself? Do I treat myself like someone that is worth investing in? What areas of my life have I been neglecting? What am I actually expecting to change without my participation? What would my life look like if I prioritized myself more? And am I waiting for someone else to save me from work I need to do for myself? Thank you for hanging out with me today on the Pretty Aligned podcast. I hope that this episode gave you a fresh perspective or a new way to see yourself. Remember, small shifts create big change. If you loved today's conversation, share it with a friend who needs it and make sure that you're subscribed so that you don't miss the next reset. Until then, keep aligning, keep growing, and keep becoming the best version of you. I'll see you in the next episode.